Ladies and gentlemen of the YouTube machine, hello, welcome back. This is March 31st, so it is officially MLB The Show 22 release day-ish. It comes out at midnight, comes at 11 for me. That depends on what time zone you're in. But it's finally MLB The Show 22 time, and I wanted to go into Diamond Dynasty and just kind of outline my do's and don'ts. This will be a quick video saying not real basic stuff. I mean, some of the stuff is like really specific, but talking more about what your plan should look like for opening night, opening weekend, what's the best use of your time, all that kind of stuff. Before we get into it, sub the channel, I'd appreciate it. Like subbing, liking, commenting, like the three, well, watch the video. There's a lot of things you can do to help the video, but at the very least, almost at 4,000 subs on YouTube, sitting that sub button would be a lot, or mean a lot. I'm having trouble. That would mean a lot. Also, liking the video helps it to push out to more of an audience. So let's get into video. So let's go super basic. Let's say night one you pull Mike Trout and you freak out, and after running around your living room and running down the street, you now wonder what's the next step. Well, the first thing that I want to heed you guys to do is to not sell big cards. Now, selling like an 85 Raisel Iglesias, for example, makes a lot of sense because, you know, this card isn't really like reliever cards that are diamonds. This is a really specific thing I could talk about forever, but essentially when you're pulling diamonds, you need to be thinking about what is their potential they could balloon up to. And, you know, with Ohtani, for example, they are taking into account hitting stats for pitchers this year. In 21, this card never got really high overall because they never counted, whoops, that's the wrong button, never counted these stats, and now in 22 they will. So Ohtani could balloon up to a super high overall. But even if you pull like Buxton night one, you know, his value and all really values of cards opening weekend, you have to think of it from an economics perspective, right? So there's not a lot of stubs in the market because the game has just come out and it's also on early release. So more than anything, I would say if you are going to be selling things, you should be doing it with the thought of flipping and not literally just turning a profit. And this is a poor example, but this is what I'm saying because it only goes to March 2nd. I can go on a different website and show you a little bit bigger, but the chart is enough to show you that prices fluctuate and they're going to move like crazy this first couple of days and then find some consistency. So if you do pull big diamonds, I would probably wait to sell them until Tuesday of not next, well, Tuesday technically of next week, but Tuesday, Wednesdays around the time I think about selling those big diamonds. Now, the next thing I'm going to tell you is interesting because I want you to go into Battle Royale if you feel like you have the itch to play online. Don't play ranked at the start. Not only are you going to run into credit card warriors at the start of ranked, but you yourself are not going to have a very good team. So if you want to scratch that competitive itch while also making a ton of stubs, playing BR is the move for the start of the year. Now, we may very well get a ranked seasons program as well, but I still think this logic falls into place that not only with them announcing for Face of the Franchise cards that XP will be earned throughout all modes in the game. So like you don't have to work, like playing BR will give you progress to getting Face of the Franchise cards. So all of it's tied together. So there's no reason to not play here for that perspective, but also the perspective of the stubs and the packs that you get here. Now with this as well, I'm going to heed you guys again. These prices of these golds and silvers that they had in these BR programs, they were crazy high the longer they were out. Because collections come out, multiple collections come out at the end of the year, so these cards have a little bit of value. So with that in mind, hold on to these cards until at least Tuesday is what I would say. But more than anything, you want to be grinding BR because like I mentioned, you know, you get to 9 wins. Now 9 wins sounds like a lot, but you lose a game on the way and you start matching with lower overall players. So, you know, you're getting a diamond for 9 wins. And if you want to even go a little bit smaller, there's going to be a lot of gold cards that go for a lot of value because of the flippability of them as they eventually appreciate into diamonds, right? That's where the perspective of like a Hunter Renfroe card comes in, for example. So, you know, he's 1 overall off from being an 85, which is his diamond, which increases the value of his card. So another thing as well, if you're pulling these cards that are like fringes between, you know, becoming a diamond, I would hold on to him. But on the other perspective, like I mentioned, you know, a guy like this is kind of interesting to sell. Now, these aren't MLB 22 cards, but the idea behind this is that like he doesn't really have a high ceiling. Because if you look at, you know, let's say Let's go to a team like the Padres, for example. Let's imagine this is the day one collection for the Padres. This Tatis will by far be the most expensive card in the program. It'll go down as the program goes, to the point where like these Musgroves, these Cronenworths that don't really have the potential to get super high overall are probably going to stay around here and probably stay around the same price. So you're pretty safe to sell these guys. Whereas I'd hold on to those high gold cards. I'd hold on to the big value diamond cards, because as more subs come into the market, that'll eventually appreciate more and more and more the value of the cards. The next thing that I want to, kind of emphasize is when you see equipment that you pull in a pack, like, some people will just hit quick sell, be like, I'll take my stubs, whatever. Please don't do that, because these cards have a lot of value. They're used in Road to the Show and your ball player in Diamond Dynasty. So I would really advise you to look to the market and how much these cards cost, what's the value of them. And another thing as well, these aren't very easy to pull, so there's a little bit of value in holding on to them. These are also fun cards to flip too, because a lot of people are actively seeking out the highest end things you can put on your ball player. And then for Road to the Show's perspective, they're also looking for the best equipment for their Road to the Show player. And just a quick thing, really quick, talking about the market itself. So because it might look confusing if you're new to see like buy now, sell now. So if I go here and I click sell now, that'll tell me that I can sell the card in my inventory for $52,000. But what you want to do is you want to create a sell order. So then I look at the market, I see 74. So I'm going to make it generous, say 73,999, finalize order. And now I've put it up for a higher value. Now you get taxed on this, but the money I'm going to make is going to be a little bit more than that 52,000. That's all when flipping comes into it, is that after the 10% tax, are you making more than what the sell now price is? And then you constantly keep doing that to constantly keep putting stubs in your inventory. And one last thing, I consider myself to have one of the best uniforms in Diamond Dynasty. I also think I care about it a lot. I care about the little intricate parts of making your jersey. So this is like the last thing you should do before you play, ranked seasons. I know some people want to get their uniforms all set up right away. I am putting multiple videos out on TikTok and YouTube about uniform creation. So if that's something you're interested in, please hit the sub button to get ready for those videos, because that was my #1 performing video last year. 115,000 views. That's crazy. So we're going to be doing it again, talking about how uniforms work, talking about how to get multiple logos on one set, because some people are like, how do I have multiple logos there? Don't worry, I'll tell you. That's going to be another video, but I want to, again, a little bit of a do's and don'ts. Don't worry about how pretty you are yet. You got to make your team pretty first. And then my final bit before I end the video here, and thank you guys for watching, by the way, is that when you're looking at making your lineup, one of the beauties of MLB The Show is that really you can succeed with a lot of cards. So when you see people saying this card sucks, this card's meh, I really would heed you to try it out for yourself and see how you like it. You might like to swing more than somebody else. And you also might find the use for a player like Corey Seager, for example, is advertised as a shortstop. I think he has a really bad arm, so I want to hide him at 2. There's always places to hide and put these certain cards. So with that perspective in mind, any other comments, please feel free to let me know. I'm going to be putting a ton of videos out for MLB 22. I hope you guys are excited for it, and I appreciate you watching the video. I will catch you in the next one.